The DaVinci, also known as DaVinci or DaVinci, Binky. In a world that is as saturated as not only just in the IEM market, but also in the now booming collaboration market, it takes a very special one to really stand out from the crowd. The DaVinci, which is a collaboration between DUNU and Giz Audio, aka Giz Audio, aka Timmy, aka Imagine Sense, is one of the newest kids on the block and has been getting massive fanfare as of late. Now, a small disclaimer, Timmy is a close personal friend of mine. He works as my own video editor and edits all of the videos that you see on the Clinical channel, and if I was a reviewer, I wouldn't be touching the DaVinci with a 10-foot pole because of conflict of interest. But now that we are an online retail store, all bets are off. It's time to show. The DaVinci, I'm just going to call it Binky right now. Binky is a very, very good IEM, and the fact that we're even talking about it on this channel would automatically mean that it gets the clinical seal of approval. But of course, all of you will be asking the same questions. Is that why exactly does the DaVinci sound good? How exactly does it sound good? And maybe, why shouldn't we even get one? Binky is Timmy's third collaboration thus far. The first one was the Galileo in collaboration with Let Shure, and the second would be the Chopin, aka the Chopin, in collaboration with Binary Acoustics. The Binky sports a 2DD and 4BA hybrid configuration, which at this point doesn't really surprise anyone. But what does surprise people is, if you have watched the other reviews, is that the Binky actually follows what a lot of people would refer to as the new IEM meta, if you will. Along the same lines of tuning with the very, very hyped Mega 5 EST or even the Dusk DSP default edition, the DaVinci shows off what all of these IEMs kind of represent, which is an all-rounder, nothing really stands out kind of tuning. But there are some extra deviations on the DaVinci that makes it a little bit more special than the other two that I've just mentioned, and some of these changes would make you either love it very much or simply just throw it into the wayside in favor of one of the others. First of all, the DaVinci has, at least from a perceptual standpoint, a bit more bass as compared to the Dusk DSP default or even the Mega 5 EST. To some people, this provides the mid bass that the other two would not be able to provide, the slam, the thump, the punch, insert adjective here. But to other people, the DaVinci might sound a bit smoothed over, woolly, poofy, doesn't sound as sharp on every one of the bass hits as one might have liked. The other deviation would be in its upper mid-range to its treble region. Compared to the other two, this would be a bit more shouty, a bit more intense, and I would say probably a bit more uneven, but this is kind of balanced out by its extra emphasis in the bass. This is an IEM that is undoubtedly greater than the sum of its parts. It is an all-rounder with a slight emphasis towards the bass regions, but ultimately something that would work for most genres, most instruments, and most kinds of tastes, I would assume. In a way, it's kind of a hierarchical progression. If you can't afford the Mega 5 EST, and I do feel that the Mega 5 EST is a superior IEM, it is also superior with a $200 premium. So if you can't afford the Mega 5 EST, the DaVinci is a fairly good alternative, one that you may enjoy or may not enjoy, and as a stepping stone, one where you can recognize whether or not you will like this kind of tuning. But those are the reasons why you should get a DaVinci. What about the reasons why you shouldn't get one? Well, the first one, the most obvious one, would probably be the fit. The DaVinci is a thick boy, and not only that, it's thick as well as not having a lot of contouring on the ear side. What this means is that it's fairly flat on the areas where it contacts your ear, and given the fact that the nozzle actually isn't that long, some people might find it hard to get a fit on the Binky. Second would be the general sound signature of the DaVinci, and this would be less of a critique of this IEM more than it is a critique of the new IEM meta. There's going to be a slight lift in the lower mids, which would make it sound slightly more natural, but to some people that might just sound muddy, in which case I would recommend something that is more Harman tuned instead. The treble is arguably the weak point of the DaVinci, at least in my opinion. I don't find it as smooth or as evened out as I would like, and extension can pose a bit of a problem, especially in the highest of the upper registers. But as I've said, the DaVinci pretty much establishes itself as a general all-rounder, one that is slightly leaning towards the bass heads, but not quite enough where I would recommend it to one. And of course, if you want to try Vinci, then why not just come down to the Hangout. We're located at 29B Moss Street, level 3 in Chinatown. Come down, just ask for DaVinci, Vinci, DaVinci, whatever you want to call it, and we'll just hand it to you and just try it out, stress-free. Alternatively, if you're not in Singapore, then why not just head down to hangout.audio, literally the name of this channel and also our website. We ship virtually everywhere, and on the DaVinci, because it's over 30 US dollars, you can get free global shipping. So if you do think that is the right fit for you, don't hesitate. Come down to our website, purchase one, and we will have it delivered right to your doorstep. And that is the end of our DaVinci review slash product showcase. It's not a review, please don't call it a review. And remember kids, if it's not on the list, it doesn't exist. See you next week.